Oh, Wolverine. It's easy to see why he's one of the most beloved Marvel characters out there, and one of the most beloved X-Men. And he's the subject of today's list, the top 10 alternate versions of Wolverine, part 4. Now make sure you guys check out the other parts if you haven't already as soon as we're done this video. Definitely got a lot of really interesting Logans in them. Starting off this list, number 10 is Wolverine of Earth 1034. So this James Howlett is pretty much identical to the one from Earth 616, minus the costume. He appeared in X-Men Millennial Visions 2001, and later made a cameo on the variant cover of Age of Ultron number 10. His story tells of a Wolverine who is a lone soldier in the conflict between mutants and humans, and ends up being the only hope in terms of bridging the gap between them. Earth 1034 is a world where the X-Men are integrated into regular society, and Charles Xavier is dead, with Scott Summers leading the X-Men in hopes to still achieve his dream. Up next, number 9 is Daken from Earth 616. So yeah, while this isn't an alternate version of Logan himself, it is a different take on the Wolverine alias. And I mean, it's his son, so there's that. Daken has a great hatred for his father, believing he is the reason why his mother is dead, but shares something very unique with his father, his powers, which are identical to Logan's. He eventually became Dark Wolverine and joined Norman Osborn's Dark Avengers. Up next, number 8 is Rex Dog Wolverine from Earth 1002. It's the X-Men, but dogs. Mutant dogs, that is. Part of the X-Men Millennial Visions Volume 1 that came out in 2000, they appeared in a story called Universe Rex, where humanoid canines exist rather than humans. So we've got the dog versions of Colossus, Bishop, Storm, Gambit, Jubilee, Professor X, aka Professor Rex, I see what you did there, and of course Wolverine, who is a boxer. Up next, number 7 is King James of Earth 311. Appearing in 1602, Witch Hunter Angela number 1 in 2015, and dying in the same issue too, this Wolverine was known as King James, the Baron of King James's England, which was a domain of Battleworld. Earth 311 is pretty much what Earth 616 was in the year 1602, but contains mutants, which are also known as witch breeds. Witch hunters Angela and Sarah discover that he's a witch breed. They confront him about it, and as you guessed, it did not go well. He was killed by them, which then led Charles Xavier to step up and become the new King Baron in his place. Up next at number 6 is Steampunk Wolverine of Earth 889. Appearing in Astonishing X-Men Ghost Boxes, this Steampunk Wolverine is part of the X Society, led by Earth 889's Emma Frost, aka Emmeline Frost. The X Society is a group of adventurers who are called in by the police to investigate a series of occurrences. This involves chasing after this universe's Subject X, who ends up causing the Hindenburg disaster. Up next, number 5 is Professor W of Earth 2182. This James Howlett was possessed by the Shadow King, a longtime antagonist of the X-Men, especially of Charles Xavier's. The Shadow King took hold of Wolverine and used him to kill Professor X against his will. In an ironic twist of fate, the guilt-struck Wolverine became paralyzed himself, which would later be revealed to be due to the Shadow King's meddling, since Wolverine's healing abilities failed to give him the ability to walk again. Wolverine took over the X-Men and became Professor W, picking up where Charles had left off. Up next, number 4 is Rancor from Earth 691. This Guardians of the Galaxy alternate future Wolverine was born in the 31st century, and is a descendant of Logan's who leads her own colony of mutants on the planet Haven. And she is just as badass. Apparently she killed her own father by ripping his heart out. Rancor is actually an antagonist of the Guardians, who defeated her and eventually led to the destruction of Haven. She then decides to hop on over to Earth after stealing one of Wolverine's claws from a museum. And then she has a son with Talon, after kidnapping and raping him. Up next at number 3 is the female Wolverine from Earth 1007. In this alternate reality, due to a plan gone wrong between Buzz and the evil chimpanzee Bubbles, the X-Men have their genders switched. So essentially this evil plan was to sterilize the entire human population, and the X-Men prevented this from going down. Except in the aftermath, they all had their genders switched, giving us a female Wolverine. The change was permanent. But hey, at least she's rocking it. And our number 2 spot is Cable Wolverine from Earth 2107. The Cable of Earth 2107 had an identical life to that of Earth 616's Wolverine, and had Wolverine's claws, with the alternate reality diverting when the X-Men battled Apocalypse. In this reality, Apocalypse won the battle, and in the aftermath ripped off Cable's left arm and scarred him, slashing him across the face with his own claws. This led to an ongoing battle between the two for the next 3 decades, until Cable found a way to travel back in time, enlisting Xavier's help to take on Apocalypse. After Jean Grey uses the Phoenix Force to defeat him, everything is reverted, and Cable Wolverine ceases to exist. And finally, in our number 1 spot is Wolverine Skint from Earth 3071. In this alternate timeline, the year is 2058, and Wolverine is sent to this year by the humans of that time. They're in need of a weapon capable of fighting a race of engineered viruses that eventually grow into sentient beings. And how does one destroy these beings? Well, adamantium. So Wolverine is definitely their man. Alright, there we have it. Which of these are your favorite? Are there other versions you want us to talk about? Let us know in those comments below. And hey, if you dug this video, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons too. Come hang out with us some more. And if you guys haven't seen our other alternate versions of Wolverine lists, part 1 through 3, we've got those up on our end screen right now, so give them a click. Thanks for watching guys, I'll catch you in the next one.